Hi, very good evening. Yes, it's been a long time. Right, so in today's live session, we shall have a discussion on few topics in oral path and medicine. And tomorrow we shall go ahead with microbiology, right? So that will be meeting the requirements of both our batches, the regular batch and the mission full batch. Okay. So very good evening, all of you once again. Hi Satyadev. Hi. Good evening. Hi Abhishek. Very good evening. Hi Shubhi. Hi Sita, good evening. Okay, Shubhi, this is your first session. Okay, welcome to our live session. I'm sure you'll join us live in the coming live sessions as well. Hi Priti. Hi Muhammad, you're from Egypt. Okay, glad to hear from you, Muhammad. And glad that you joined us live. Yes, Abhishek, same here. Nice to hear from you after a long time. Hi Srish, a very good evening. BSR, okay. Hi Subhash, from Chennai, okay. Good evening, very good evening. Shubhi says, because of you I'm cracking entrance, okay. I'm totally dependent on you. You should be dependent on yourself, right? Yeah, I'll be there only to guide you. Anyways, glad that you have the trust. Hi Romus, I'm sorry, very good evening. Hi Akanksha Panda, hi. Hi Ganga. Okay, hi Shivam, you're from Jammu. Glad to hear that. Hi Akshaya, hi Monica, hi. Yes Subhash, hello. Hi Kriti. So very good evening. So we have most of the members attending from different states and even from different countries. So very glad to see all this happen. Hi Disha, very good evening, right? So we'll proceed with, so we're done with formalities and we'll proceed with our discussion, right? So I've shared some of the multiple choice questions, the same MCQs in Google group, and also we had this surprise test in our test series also, right? So we'll have a discussion from these questions. So I hope you have gone through the soft copy and I hope you have answered these questions. So coming to the first one. Yeah, hi Marjan. Morphological types of supernumerary teeth include all of the following except. The morphologic types of supernumerary teeth include all of the following except. Option A, conical. Option B, tuberculate. Option C, supplemental. Option D, dense indenting. So among the following, which is not considered as a morphological type of supernumerary teeth? Yes, Akshaya. Okay. Yes, Rome's, Disha, Preeti, Ankita, hi. Yes, Shivam, Marchan, Srish, yes. Hi, Robert. So it is dense indenting. Now, after having understood the right answer, tell me different morphological types. So how many morphological types of supernumerary teeth do you think exist as per your Schaefer's? Conical, tuberculate, supplemental, and dense indenting. See if I can go through the Google group, you can download the soft copy, so that will be easy and convenient for you to follow the live discussion, right? Yes, very good. So we have, as Akshaya, Ankita, and Rom rightly said, we have 4 morphological types of supernumerary teeth. Can you name what they are? Already we have 3 among the following options. So which is the 4th one? So morphological types of supernumerary teeth. So as you all rightly said, we have 4 types, which include Exactly. Yeah, we have conical, tuberculate, supplemental, the first three options, and along with these three options, we also have another type, that is odontoma. Even odontoma, which is the hamartoma, is considered as a morphological type of supernumerary teeth. So along with that, we have conical, supplemental, and tuberculate. Right? So option D is the right answer. So starting with conical. So conical type of supernumerary teeth. Can you give me an example for that? Yes, Disha, very good. Roms, yes, it is odontoma. Yes, Ganga. Shivam Gupta, you say 3. In fact, there are 4 morphologic types. Yeah. Good. So a conical type, peg shaped. So the best example would be mesiotypes, usually erupting between your central incisors. Yes, Shruta, good. Right. So it has nothing to do with delaying of eruption. So it doesn't impede the eruption of other teeth. However, there can be chances for the spacing between your teeth, right? Diastema. Yes, peg shape. And also, can you give me an example for tuberculate type? Where do you find this tuberculate type supernumerary teeth? Roms, we have several syndromes. You can just drop a mail, right? Do refer share first, and if you don't get the list, drop a mail, I can help you. Yes, what about tuberculate type supernumerary teeth? So tuberculate means there can be more than one tubercle or more than one cusp. So these are usually barrel shaped, invaginated, and they are found on the palatal aspect of your central or lateral incisors, right? And these are associated with delayed eruption of incisors. This is very important, right? So usually the conical type of supernumerary teeth are not associated with any delayed eruption of teeth, but tuberculate type are associated with delayed eruption of incisors. You can just make a note of this point. Yes. And coming to supplemental, supplemental is nothing but presence of extra set of teeth or extra number of teeth. So these supplemental type of supernumerary teeth are commonly found in case of primary dentition, right? So in primary dentition, the commonly found supernumerary teeth come under the category supplemental. And the most commonly involved tooth is maxillary lateral incisor, right? You can just make a note of this point. So most common supplemental tooth is permanent maxillary lateral incisor, and along with that, in primary dentition, the most commonly seen morphologic variant of supernumerary teeth are supplemental, right? Along with this, we have this odontoma. So I'm sure you're all familiar with odontoma. So odontoma is considered to be a hamartoma, right? A localized developmental malformation, which is a composite in nature. In the sense, when you say something is composite, when there is combination of 2 or more materials, isn't it? So these odontomes contain more than one tissue, enamel, dentin kind of tissue. So these are considered to be composite odontomes. Again, based on the resemblance to the original tooth structure, we have compound composite odontome or complex composite odontome, right? I'm sure you're familiar with that, right? Robert, you can drop all such mails, all such queries to my mail. This is not the right platform to discuss all of this, right? So please try to confine yourself to the discussion that's happening here. Thank you. Now, moving on to the second question. Very, very important. And moreover, guys, let me just tell you, all these questions are framed by us, right? So these are not copied from anywhere. So we are probing through standard textbooks and we're trying to extract as many questions as possible. So try to pay attention, download the soft copies, try answering before attending live session so that you can enjoy the discussion, right? Now, moving on to the second one. Histopathological features of epithelial dysplasia include all except. So we have options: loss of polarity of basal cells, increased nuclear cytoplasmic ratio, nuclear hypochromatism, reduction of cellular cohesion. So among these, which is not a histologic feature of epithelial dysplasia? histologic features of epithelial dysplasia. Very, very important. Good. Obviously, it has to be. Yeah. What would be the right answer or appropriate answer there, or appropriate option instead of nuclear hypochromatism? Hi, Komal. So nuclear hyperchromatism, right? So can you give me the list of various histologic changes that we can observe in case of epithelial dysplasia, apart from these four options? Yes, Sita, it has to be hyperchromatism. Good. Yeah, obviously we have loss of polarity of cells, increased nuclear cytoplasmic ratio, nuclear hyperchromatism, loss or reduction of cellular cohesion. Very good, Sita. Yes, altered nuclear cytoplasmic ratio, as Rom said, or it can be drop-shaped ready ridges or retipex, enlarged nucleoli. Good. What else? Good. Cellular pleomorphism. Yes, Monica. So different forms, different morphological forms. Yes, excellent. Abnormal mitosis or increased mitosis or abnormal mitosis. Good, Sushruta. Yes, cellular cohesion is either reduced or either lost. What is dyskeratosis? Have you heard of the term dyskeratosis? dyskeratosis, dyskeratosis. Yes, increased, yeah, more than one cell layer having baseloid appearance. Good, Shubham. Yes, Disha, very good. So individual cell keratinization, yes, something to do with keratinization. Yes, Preeti. Reversal of nuclear cytoplasmic ratio or increase in the nuclear content. Yes. So these are, so you have given me the entire list. So these are all various histologic changes which we observe in case of epithelial dysplasia. Excellent. Now, so the right answer is option C, nuclear hypochromatism. Fine. Now moving on to the third question. The most common intraoral sites for acinar cell carcinoma are, most common intraoral sites for acinar cell carcinoma: tongue and retromolar area, lips, palate, and option D, lips and buccal mucosa. So the most common intraoral sites for acinar or acinic cell carcinoma. There is involvement of acinar cells. Yes, Ipsita, thank you so much for the lovely feedback. You're most welcome. So, acinar cell carcinoma or acinic cell carcinoma. The most common intraoral site. So these are purely memory based. So obviously you have to either have huge amount of luck or perfect memory. So Preeti says palate, Rom says option D, Disha says option D, Komal says palate again. Okay, Slish, option C. Oh, come on, Sita, you're playing with me. Tongue and retromolar area. See, even Toffee and Tiger are not accepting. Tongue and retromolar area, lips, palate, lips and buccal mucosa. 4 options. Yeah, it's lips and buccal mucosa, right? You can just make a note of it. ethnic cell carcinoma. So ethnic cell carcinoma, also called as acinar cell or serous cell adenoma, adenocarcinoma. It's a malignant epithelial neoplasm where there is neoplastic cells expressing, or neoplastic cells which express acinar differentiation, hence called as acinar cell carcinoma. So it's a malignant neoplasm and it closely resembles pleomorphic adenoma on gross appearance. You can just make a note of this point. So this malignant tumor resembles pleomorphic adenoma on a gross scale, and the most common intraoral sites are lips as well as buccal mucosa, option D, right? So ethnic cell or acinar cell or serous cell adenoma, adenocarcinoma is a malignant epithelial neoplasm in which neoplastic cells express acinar differentiation, and it closely resembles pleomorphic adenoma in gross appearance. Option D is the right answer, lips and buccal mucosa. Okay, so even we are having these textbook discussions in each classes, so that's the focus of those textbook discussions. So once you're going through a particular lesion, introductory part, classification, clinical features, histologic features, and a treatment diagnosis, we do have important points in each section. So the objective of textbook discussions is to focus only on those important areas and underline them or highlight them using your marker pen or highlighter, so that you can never miss out such important points, right? And also you can simultaneously make notes so that it will be helpful for you during the time of revision. Fine. Now let's move on to penultimate question. Radiographically, a dentigerous cyst can be suspected when the follicular space is. Radiographically, a dentigerous cyst can be suspected when the follicular space is more than 3 mm, more than 5 mm, around 3 mm, none of the above. So when you suspect a case to be of dentigerous cyst based on radiographic appearance or size of follicular space. Hi Ajaj, good evening. Bhuvan, hi Bhuvan, you're from Nepal? Wonderful. Glad that you're joining us live. Yes. Good. Monica, Sita, Preeti, Ron, Shubham. Yes, Shubham, very good. Yes, Akshaya. Yes, Sushruta. Who is considered to be father of Indian surgery? Ancient Indian surgery. Srish, you say option A. Okay. Komal also says more than 3, option A. Yes, Sushruta. So we have Sushruta here, live. You call Sush? Okay, fine. Okay, Sushruta Chakraborty, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Are you from Kolkata or West Bengal? Fine. So the normal follicular space, as few of you rightly said, it is 3 to 5 mm, right? So more than 5 mm, right? So it is considered to be a case of, we can suspect to be a case of DC, dentigerous cyst, right? So dentigerous cyst, so normal follicular space based on the follicular space. So 3 to 5 mm is considered to be normal follicular space, more than 5 mm, right? So dentigerous cyst can be defined as an odontogenic cyst that surrounds the crown of an impacted tooth. It's an odontogenic cyst that surrounds the crown of an impacted tooth due to accumulation of fluid between reduced enamel epithelium and the enamel tissue, right? So radiographically, a normal follicular space is 3 to 4 mm, 3 to 4 mm. Sorry, I said 3 to 5. As per your textbook, it is 3 to 4 mm, normal follicular space. And a dentigerous cyst can be suspected when the space is more than 5 mm, right? So the normal follicular space is 3 to 4, and more than 5 mm can be a case of DC. Okay, Akshaya. Bardhaman. Okay. Yes. Granuloma size. It has to be less than 1 centimeter. In fact, it is considered to be lesser than the size of the cyst. We have discussed that in E-classes, Shubham. You can refer to the textbook discussion video, right? While discussing the size of cyst, we had even mentioned the size of the granuloma. Granuloma, in the sense, if you're talking about tuberculous lesions, then it is around 1 mm. If you're talking about periapical granuloma, it is obviously less than 1 centimeter. Okay, fine. So option B is right answer for fourth question. Now moving on to the final question. We have assertion and reason type, right? We have framed this assertion and reason type. So assertion, curettage is least desirable for treating ameloblastoma. Curettage. Assertion states that curettage is least desirable for treating ameloblastoma. Reason, curettage is associated with highest incidence of recurrence. So assertion is curettage is least desirable for treating ameloblastoma. Reason, curettage is associated with highest incidence of recurrence. So we have options. Both statements are true and reason is justifying assertion. Both statements are true, reason not justifying assertion. Assertion is true, reason is false. Assertion is false, reason is true. So these are the options. So which one do you think is more appropriate? So treatment of ameloblastoma. So most of you say option A. So both statements are true and there is justification. So we have various treatment modalities for ameloblastoma ranging from radical resection or conservative resection, surgical resections. Along with this, we can even go for curettage or radiotherapy or electrocautery, chemical or electrocautery, or a combination of surgery and radiation. Even though this is a benign tumor, it's considered to be more aggressive. But the problem with curettage is, in fact, of all the treatment modalities which we discussed, curettage is least desirable as it is most commonly associated with recurrence. So the recurrence rate is high, so curettage is not usually indicated for treatment or for management of a case with ameloblastoma, right? So option A is more appropriate. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason justifies assertion. Yes, ROMs will deal with ameloblastoma separately, right? Very extensive topic. Definitely I'll consider. So I hope you guys got some important points, right? So we'll try to have a summary of all that we have discussed so far, and then we'll conclude the session, right? So initially we have discussed about various morphologic types of supernumerary teeth, where you have conical, tuberculate, supplemental, and odontoma, right? Also we have discussed few important relevant points pertaining to each morphologic type of supernumerary tooth. And also we have seen various histological features of epithelial dysplasia, right? And later we have gone through ethnic cell carcinoma, predisposition to which sites intraorally, so commonly involving lips or buccal mucosa. And then we have gone through dentigerous cyst, like what about the follicular space, or how do you radiographically determine based on the perifollicular space, how do you determine whether it's a dentigerous cyst, right? So normal follicular space is 3 to 4 mm. In case of DC, it's obviously more than 5 mm. And finally, we have discussed regarding treatment of ameloblastoma, why Curettage is not usually indicated because of higher rate of recurrence, right? So this is in brief few important points which I wanted to discuss today. Tomorrow we shall have discussion in same format from questions in microbiology, from few selected topics in microbiology, right? I'm sorry. Right, so tomorrow we'll deal with microbiology. Okay? So I hope guys have enjoyed the session, and if you have any further questions, you can always drop them at proctobidentist@gmail.com. It's always pleasure to interact with you all live. Fine? Yes, we'll be having these live sessions every Wednesday and Thursday at 8 to 8:15 p.m. We'll have it for a duration of 25 to 30 minutes. Fine? Yeah, you're most welcome. And those who are again starting their prep, I hope you are all fired up. So just keep the momentum going. Remember, it's all about hard work, consistency, and belief in yourself. It's all about confidence, right? So just give your best, focus on what you're doing, and make sure that you're not getting distracted, right? Even though if you are allotting only 1 hour for study, make sure that you're doing it wholeheartedly, right? And you want any further guidance, or you want any specific guidance regarding any topic, it can be personal. If you would like to share, I would definitely be of some help, right? So I wish you all the best, and do give your regular tests time to time. Do follow the schedule. It makes your job easy, and do keep a separate notes. At least if you are not having this habit of maintaining notes, I highly recommend you to place a separate notes, not only for your prep, but also for these live sessions, because you'll be getting hundreds and hundreds of points at the end of the year. So all this will be very much valuable and definitely be useful for you, because all that we're trying to do is try to get important points from your standard textbooks. Important in the sense we're just trying to eliminate or exclude all the scratch that's given, and we're trying to focus only on the key points in your standard textbooks, right? So I highly recommend you to place a separate notes for our live sessions if possible, and a separate notes for your own prep. That's definitely going to help you, and it's going to be a high synopsis for you before exam, right? I wish you all the best. Love you all. Take care. See you all tomorrow again at 8 p.m. right? Bye. Yeah, thank you so much. Good night. Love you all.